President of the Birmingham Iron in studio, Lars Anderson, Antonio Langham, and Kerry Adams. I'm Jay Barker, and Tom, great to have you in. Let's just go ahead and get going. Big win yesterday, the inaugural game for the Birmingham Iron, and it's underway, man. 26-0. Coach Lewis and Trent Richardson scores the first touchdown. The Alabama running back, or former Alabama running back, and ends up with 2. But in defensive performance, as Antonio said, don't forget about the defense, the shutout. But great opening weekend, great opening day. Congratulations.
Well, thanks. We're number one. We're excited. Let's hope we can keep the momentum going, you know?
Were you surprised by the crowd, or did you expect, I know you said you thought around 20,000 would end up. I think the announced crowd was 17. It looked a lot more than that on TV.
Well, I think 3,000 or 4,000 people snuck in. We just didn't know about it, and, but we had to go with what was on the stat sheet there. So we had about 3,000 people walk up, literally, right before kickoff. Well, we don't kick off right before the start of the game, and we were literally out there selling tickets out of tents because we couldn't keep up. There was about 40 deep at some of the lines.
I saw the lines. Yeah, some of the pictures. That was pretty amazing, but. When I asked you came in, you said it's the first one's over. That's always the toughest one, is it not? Especially when you're starting a brand new league in a brand new city. But you've done this before. You've had a chance to do it with the Nashville Predators, Charlotte Bobcats, the Washington Nationals. I mean, you've done this at the highest of levels. What was it like yesterday? Same type of feelings going into it?
I think the one thing to think about, I have been with 3 expansion teams, and the startup was probably a year to 2.5 years in some cases. Here we had 4.5 months, so there's so many balls up in the air. You're just trying not to drop too many of them. And we dropped a few behind the scenes. Some things were apparent. There's some things we got to work out the kinks on, but that's what we're going to debrief on today, and then we'll sit down with the Park and Rec Department, Legion Field, and walk through the operational plan. On the field, everything was excellent.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, there's some things we got to work on, and we will, and we'll get better every week, just like the team, hopefully.
What do you think is making this, or will make this league so different than other expansions? Is it because of all the NFL experience that you've got on the field and in the front offices, people making the top decisions, understand what it means to get these guys ready to play at the next level, especially for the NFL?
Well, keep in mind that these guys had 1 month to get ready for this season, so putting everybody
together. That's why I told Antonio you can only rush 5.
Yeah.
He got mad about that. I'm like, only 5 because you had a month to get ready. You can't get all your protections in time.
Sound like an offensive guy. Sounds just like a
quarterback
guy.
It does, yeah. Well, it takes the offense a little bit more time to get ready.
Tom.
So you got to stay inside that tackle box. You got to be 5 yards from the line of scrimmage in order to rush. So, and there were some penalties yesterday on that. So the players are getting acclimated to it too. But I think what's going to make this league different, Jay, is first of all, it's being built by guys that are professionals. You got Bill Polian, you got Troy Polamalu, Hines Ward, Justin Tuck was in the house yesterday. You got NFL Hall of Famers and guys with 500 years experience combined, probably. I'm exaggerating a little bit, with football experience. So they got a real football, authentic football on the field. And that's the most important thing, because the fans, especially here in Alabama, if it's not the real deal, man, they're going to walk away. And I think yesterday they saw the real deal out there.
You get a regional coverage with CBS on Saturday night. I thought that was huge to get that type of exposure on the East and West Coast. And on Sunday, it's like an NFL, doubleheader. You got a 3 o'clock game, then you had the 7 o'clock game. And national TV on the NFL Network, and NFL now tying into that. That tie itself, I think, gives a lot of credibility to the league. Talk about those contracts, how important that was. I know that you guys are really excited when you found out that these 2 broadcasting companies were going to be a part of this, and really brings a lot of legitimacy to this league early on.
That's a great point. It's not only CBS, it's also the NFL Network's going to carry about 19 games.
That's great.
And TNT is going to carry our game next Saturday at 1 o'clock. Leading into NBA All-Star Saturday, which takes place in Charlotte this week. So we're going to be the lead into NBA All-Star Saturday. And I think the ironic thing is the Thunder game against the Rockets went head-to-head with Orlando and Atlanta last week. And the Alliance of American Football, from a rating standpoint, beat the NBA head-to-head. A new fledgling league, and the NBA has been around 100 years. So that was impressive to see us get out of the gate pretty strong from a TV standpoint.
Yeah, Lars brought that set up early in the show.
Yeah, and also it was the last 2 NBA MVPs were playing in that game, and the AAF beat them in their first game out of the gate. Obviously, the important thing is to sustain it. I think the first weekend, at least from where I sit, couldn't have gone much better. Both for the league in general and for here in Birmingham, you guys. I think number one, it just looked like legit football. And I know Herb Street and some other people tweeted some negative things, but to me, I thought the action was really good. It was high level, and just how quickly everything was put together, how quickly training camp was. Now, was some of this because you guys wanted to be out before the XFL?
You'll have to ask Charlie Ebersol that. Yeah. I have an opinion, but I don't want to share it. I'm going to take the Fifth Amendment, guys.
I understand.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Okay. So, what have been the biggest challenges for you, just from your perspective, getting everything up and ready?
Well, again, I think having to start a team in 4.5 months. I mean, from our standpoint, sell the tickets, put all the sponsorships together, the local broadcast deals for radio, TV, etc. Having all that done in 4.5 months, when most teams, like in the NHL with the Predators, it was like a year and a half, and that was a short turnaround time. Most of the NHL expansion teams had 2.5 years. So having such a short time frame to put that together has been our biggest challenge. And playing it in a 91-year-old stadium, it's great, it's historic, but it comes with its challenges as well, and we're working around it. And right now, I thought we had a great opening day. We've got some things to work out, but it'll be a work in progress, and hopefully we'll get better every week.
Luis Perez, what a game for him!
250 plus yards
debut, and his story, his background, and where he came from, how he got to be playing the position of quarterback, from watching YouTube videos to finally getting some coaching, and then working his way into this position. You've spent some time around him. Talk about what he is like on the field and off the field as a young man.
He is a great guy. I got to tell you, all the guys in our teams, and being with this league, it is the league of opportunity. A lot of these guys, it reminds me of an expansion team in NHL, NBA. A lot of these guys, people didn't want them. Other teams didn't want them. Other leagues didn't want them. So they're coming here. We had a pep rally last week out at Iron City. 35 players showed up. If I was in the NBA right now, I'd be begging those guys to come. How much do I got to pay you to come out? These guys all came out and just wanted to be part of it. They want to get back in the spotlight. They want to meet and greet the fans, and they want to get back into the game. And really, it is the league of opportunity. So that's exciting because these guys are all excited to be here. They want to be here. And, of course, they want to take the next big step as well.
Pretty cool seeing some of the former Alabama players and current players at the game. Supporting some of their past teammates. You looked at the offensive line, Trent. You looked at Xavier Dixon. You looked at other guys that have played, and even other teams around the state. A lot of representation here from the state of Alabama and the universities, and I think that it kind of gives people a feeling that they already kind of knew this team going into it.
Well, I think that's the neat thing is the way they're building these teams, Jay, is that it's an allocation, and we have first crack at all the players, and you guys all know this, I'm sure, from the state of Alabama. So, I mean, when you look at Troy and you look at Alabama, South Alabama, Samford, the players on this team, a lot of the people.
You can say Auburn.
I didn't want to get in trouble.
No, you can say it.
Chris Davis. Everybody knows these guys, and I think that's one of the neat things about why will this league be successful, because they follow these guys, some of them from high school to college and into the pros and now with us. So there's that familiarity that a lot of other expansion teams or leagues may not have.
What do you think has been I don't want to say, well, the fatal flaw of the past leagues that have tried spring football, and just why hasn't it worked before?
Probably a couple things. One is they want to eventually, some of them want to compete with the NFL. You can't compete with the 800-pound gorilla. And number one, and number two, they were individually owned in many cases. So you might have had the Donald Trump or someone like that that's going to try to buy a championship, and he's going to break everyone else's back. You're only as strong as the weakest link. So if he's spending X amount of dollars, and I'm just throwing Herschel Walker or someone like that,
sure.
Then, and everyone else tries to keep up with them, eventually they go bankrupt and they can't compete with the Joneses. This is a single entity owned league. So there is not going to be any salary wars out here. So everyone gets paid. It's a 3-year contract. I think you guys know the terms of those deals. And we're all on an even playing field. So no one can get a strategic advantage other than being smarter, drafting better, and coaching better. And so I think that's what's going to be the success of this. We're not going to get into a financial crunch like the previous leagues had to encounter.
We talked about that earlier, 70, 80, then $100,000 as far as the contract, $250,000 over 3 years. And you're talking about really from what, late January till...
It's 3 months. Well, 4 months if you had training camp. And the other thing, the guys that I think is cool about this is they can get incentivized and make more based on the number of community appearances they make. So
that's great. Man.
Maybe that's why we had 35 guys out the other night at Iron City. I don't know.
All right, coming up next, Memphis, again, huge win for them here in town at Birmingham. I'll be back in Birmingham again at Legion Field. And coming up week 2, we got Salt Lake City. That game's going to be at 1 o'clock Central Time. Is it still at 1 for
1
TV and all that?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
And that's going to be right before the NBA.
It's leading into NBA All-Star Saturday.
TNT,
yeah.
okay. And then again, they'll go to Atlanta, which will be a great matchup between. Is that right? Yeah, Atlanta is the home team.
The Legend.
And so that's going to be the week after that, and we'll continue to talk about that. But the Salt Lake team, how good are they? Yeah, I'm sure you saw.
You know what? I'm just getting to know our team right now. You know, they don't want me to know about the other team. The last thing they want is the business guy trying to weigh in and tell them, hey, maybe you need to do this or that with player personnel. They don't want my involvement. They're just like, keep the fans off the field, will you, Tom? So I followed Coach Lewis's instructions.
There you go.
You know?
How did you guys come up with the logo and the uniform?
I'd like to take 100% of the credit, but no, I can't. It was actually done by the Alliance. You know, again, we're a single entity-owned league. They created all the logos, all the names, quite frankly, and I'm a little biased. I think we have the best logo, the best colors, and the best name, and it's most representative of the heritage and history of the city. And hopefully, we're going to go out there and you know, we're going to represent those iron workers that built this city back in the 1800s. And we got someone, an iron worker every week coming out there whacking that 750-pound anvil before every game to get the crowd pumped up.
That's awesome.
It blew a tire. Matt can tell you that. We brought that thing out for the team picture on Saturday. It blew a tire, and we couldn't get it off the darn field. It's like, get some of those 300-pound linemen to get this thing off. But the anvil is doing fine, in case you guys are worried. It's not on the injured reserve this week, all right?
I thought it was interesting. You brought this up with us earlier before we came on. And we're talking about the logo and all the gear. You said, look, starter's a part of this. And in a sense, you talk starter. I mean, they're in a kind of a second chance, are they not? And in using this league to put and promote their products and things they put out there.
And Jay, I remember Starter 30 years ago. Again, I'm dating myself back with old Charlotte Hornets Starter satin jackets that were teal and purple and everything like that. I'm like, they're back. And we got these players asking us for them. I'm like, I can't get these. You know, you guys got to order them, man. I'm not buying you a Starter jacket. But anyway, yes. So it is a league of opportunity, not only for the players and the front office in many cases and the coaches, but also for brands like Starter that are coming back. And you know, they're our official wear. You know, both on the field and off the field.
Well, I'm gonna have to give me one of those iron starter jackets. I've been trying to find the Alabama satin starter jacket for a long time. You can't find one now, so I do.
These will be back, and you just ask Matt Jackson. You know, he has the keys to the kingdom over there. Will you?
Oh, Matt, yeah, he does.
Can we get a ticket plug in here, Jay, before you guys throw me out? You know,
please go for it.
We can go to birminghamiron.com. There's tickets available for Saturday. We had a great showing last Sunday. We want to build the momentum, get behind the iron, pump up the iron.
There you go.
So come on out on Saturday. It's supposed to be beautiful weather, and hopefully you guys will come on out there. Hopefully we'll get you guys out at some time.
Yeah.
Be our guest, call us, and we'll only charge you half price.
That's
Sorry.
Right. Hey, we get something, right? That's good. Hey, thanks for coming in, spending time with us, and congratulations on the debut again. 26-0 over the Memphis Express, and a big opening day and performance for the Birmingham Iron in their inaugural season of the Alliance Football League. And Tom, thank you. Tom Ward, the president of the Birmingham Iron, joining us.